We did the bed. So at the yeah, we need to insert a sheet, right? So I can create sheets on the project browser next to the sheets. So at the moment I don't have any sheets because I don't have any plus sign in here. Just gonna take this on out. Yeah. At the moment I don't have any sheets. So I right click on sheets, new sheet. This is the default ones that ship with Revit. So this architectural template that we are using ships with this one called A0 metric. We have a sheet from Kea, and that sheet is located on Fronter. So I need to download it, this one here. So I'll come to BIM, week 40, Kea sheet, RFA, select it and download it to your desktop. What I'm gonna do, so now I have it on my computer, I need to push it to my project. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna load that exact sheet that I have downloaded. So I'm gonna go to my, in my case it's gonna be downloads, but for you it's your desktop, I don't know. And I have the key sheet. So it's updating now from 2019 to 20, and I should have, yeah. So I have multiple sizes, and I have an A3 plus an A4, so it's an A3 that got extended a little bit.
Where was the sheet again on Revit?
On Fronter?
Oh, Fronter, sorry. Yeah.
BIM, week 40, week 40 documentation,
oh, yeah.
and then the Revit sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna select an A3, a regular A3, and it creates a sheet for me. Okay, guys, can we continue? Yeah. Okay. So, as almost everything in Revit, yeah. Should that what? Okay, so what you do, you need to come to sheets, right click on it, new sheet, right? And then you select A3 and say okay. You have to. No, because what's happening is that you need to go to Frontier, download it to your machine. After you download to your machine, you load it into your project. And then you say okay. Because Revit is not looking on your downloads, on your back, on your. Does it make sense? You need to load that into your project. Do you remember the bucket of Legos that I described? It's not on your bucket of Legos, in your C drive. So you need to put it on your bucket. Yes. Okay. Okay. So, as among several things in Revit, sheets are a bit intelligent as well. When we have here project name, when we have here street and address, and project status, and not the sheet name, but yeah, all this data here, it's automatic. I don't need to change the project name. Imagine that I have 120,000 sheets. I don't need to change the project name in all of them. It's information that is stored in the project. Where I find that information is manage, project information, and then in here I have all the information that I should fill. So when I'm filling this information here, any sheet that I create in the future will be already updated with the correct names and everything. So we need to rename project name. What is the project name? Yeah, this one, project name. We're gonna call it hands-on class. Project number, we can keep it 001, no problem. Street, we're gonna select the project address. And this is gonna be PCG, Princess Charlotte Gale. PCG 38.
Did you go to project address?
Yeah.
I cannot have the same info. You have to go into the
PCG 38 2200 Copenhagen. Okay, I can check here. Street, city, zip, drawing number, author. Yeah, that's fine. You say okay? So the way you change is manage, project information, and it's here, this one. This is a parameter. This one here. Yeah.
What's the reason you don't just change it straight on the sheet?
You can also do it on the sheet. It's popping up. It doesn't matter where you work. It's just a matter for you to understand where this information comes from. This is the storage of the information. Okay? Because sometimes you might have different names on the projects for some reason. Let's say that you imagine, I want to have two different names on two sets of sheets. It's not possible because this sheet is looking at this information. So what you need to do, you need to dubify this sheet. You need to remove this link. It's possible, but it's not recommended. Depends on the project, of course. Okay? Guys? Okay. So what we're gonna do now, I'm just gonna delete the numbers A102 because you only have one, right? So I'm gonna delete mine. Don't delete yours, because I had two. So what's the scale? This is 1 to 100. My floor plan view, it's 1 to 100 scale, and I think it might be ready to place on the sheet. So I open the sheet, and what I simply do, look guys now, I just click on the level 1, the view that I was working on, and I drag this view into the sheet. Release it, it should pop up. What pops up is I just place it to see it's more or less correct. Okay, for instance, I have a problem here. I'm seeing the elevations on this view, right? Guys, it's important to understand this point now. Everybody looks at the screen. Stop what you're doing. I'm on the sheet. I'm on the view. I'm on the sheet. I'm on the view. Does it make sense? I can actually draw on the view here. I have two options. If I need to change this view, I can go to the view and do it there, of course. But I can also do, if it's a small job, it's something that I need to watch what's going to happen because of the sheet. I need to, I don't know, reorganize my view just because of the sheet. And I have to have this reference. What I do, I click on the view itself and I get into the view. See here, I'm on the floor plan now. If I'm out, I'm on the sheet. So click twice. And then what I'm going to do, I don't want to see the elevations. They are messing up my drawing. I need this space to put a schedule here. What I'm going to do, VG, annotations, and elevations. I don't want to see the elevation, so I tick them off. Yeah, off, yeah. They are still there. I'm just changing my camera settings, right? Press apply, just to visualize.
What else other than elevation?
Just
Just elevation. Just elevation. Get out of the view again.
Maybe you're editing on sheet, not the floor plan.
Did you guys realize now that actually the viewport got smaller because we don't have the elevations anymore? So the viewport just got readjusted.
Overlay, like the floor plan over top of the sheet.
Okay, make sure I'm on the sheet now. Can you see? I need my laser. Can you see that I'm on the sheet now? If I do VG on the sheet, I also have a VG on the sheet, and I can come here and go to elevations, take them out. Actually, I don't have elevations.
No, it's on annotation.
Oh yeah, sorry. I can go to elevations and take them out. It's gonna happen, but on the sheet. I don't have the elevations. They are not on the sheet. They are on the view. I need to go inside the view. So get out of here, cancel. Remember, I'm on the sheet now. That's what I have selected. If I don't select nothing, I'm on the sheet. I go inside the view, double click, and now I'm on the view. Let's see, I am on the floor plan. And I can select actually things. It's the same as being in here, okay? Exactly the same. So now I do VG inside the floor plan, okay? It's two different things. Did it work now? Did it work now? Okay. So, questions so far? No?
So if you deleted on the
You don't delete.
No, you just hide, yeah.
You just change the camera settings.
So if you hide on both, then there's do nothing, right?
No, because the thing is that the sheet doesn't have elevations. The sheet has a one view only. Right?
Because first I hide it on the sheet and didn't do nothing, and
Yeah.
after I went to the floor plan and when you
Yeah. But that's the problem, because the sheet doesn't have any elevation. The sheet has one view, that's it. Okay? Guys, so now it's more or less correct. What I want to do, I want to bring, so this information here, this is an annotation that comes with the viewport. And the way I edit it, I have to select the viewport. So I have to select the square around. I don't get into the view, I just select the square. I'm selecting the viewport. And you can see it says here viewport with title and line. Yeah, that's what I'm selecting. Everybody should be here now. Viewport with title and line. Yeah, because you are inside the view. Get out of the view.
I'm on the sheet now.
click on the level.
Just click
There's the line down there.
No, here. When you see this square, click on the square. Okay, guys. So, to select the viewport, when you hover on top of it, you can get into it by double clicking, or you actually can select it just by one click. Okay? Now I can change the parameters of the viewport if I want, but I don't want to do that. What I want to do, I want to shorten this one out. Sorry. Okay, guys. Select the viewport, and then you shorten it. Okay? And then to move it, select it and move it.
I move my.
You move the square. Control Z. It's wrong. What you did was you select the viewport and then you move, because this one is selected as well. What you did, you move everything. You did this, right? No, you cannot do that because it's moving. So Control Z. Just select this annotation and move it up. This is not a level. This is an annotation for the viewport. So if you do this, if you come with your mouse, and if this viewport becomes black, if you click on it, you're telling me that it doesn't show up this. Okay.
How do you do to move the level?
It's not a level. It's an annotation for the viewport. Guys, they have names. They have names. The things have names, and so you need to call them correctly because it's a lot of information. If you say the level, I'm gonna get. Okay. Guys, let's continue the class. Let's do this in another way. So everything that we did until now, let's Control Z until we get to this stage. To this one. Let's have the elevations back again. Let's have everything again. Yeah? Okay. So what I did at this stage before, I was changing the camera settings. I was changing the camera settings to hide the elevation, right? But if I would do that, so you don't need to do this. Just watch. If I'll go a bit forward, let's say to this stage, if I go to level 1, I don't have the elevations, right? Because I took them out on the other one, remember? Sometimes I want to have them on the sheet, but in a way that I can still work on them. So there is another way to do it. There is, let me just go back where I have the elevations. Yeah, I have the elevations now. Let's go to the sheet. Actually, I can crop the view. So what I can do, I can just crop. That's the name. Crop the view so I don't take the elevations with me, but they are still there. I'm just cropping the view camera. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, actually this one I'm gonna do it on the level 1. I like it more. It's easier to control. Okay. So this floor plan view. So when I do escape, if I escape 300 times, the last thing that I'm in, so it's always selected, it's the view itself. So if I've selected an element, let's say a wall, now it's a wall, right? Basic wall. If I deselect the wall, by default, the first selection is the view itself. And the parameters of the view, they are here. This is the parameters of the view. I can change the scale. I can do multiple things. The VG is also here. I don't know if you noticed, but the VG is visibility graphic overrides. This is VG as well for this specific view. Okay, so it's another way to go into VG. Anyway, we're not talking about VG, we're talking about crop. So I'm going to crop the view. It says here, he has a tab here called extents. Crop the view, yes. Crop region visible, yes. When you get out of the properties, when you move your mouse to the drawing area, he applies. You don't need to click apply all the time. You just move your mouse and he applies. Okay? So what I do, I click on the crop and I'm just going to crop it down. Okay, I did my crop, but I don't want it to be visible. I don't want to have this frame around it. So crop region visible, no. Let's go to the sheet. I just need to fix this one now. Select the viewport again, put it smaller and move this one next to it. Okay, it depends on the work you are doing. You always have to think there are multiple ways to do the same job in Revit. You have to think, what's your end goal? What's my end goal? Do I want to change this or not? Okay, it will make sense. At the moment it doesn't make sense, but it will make sense in the future when you have more knowledge of Revit. You will decide for one and another based on your experience. What I recommend for now is using VG all the time because you'll learn the categories. Yes?
I still have it on the sheet, even though I don't have it uploaded.
Is it the same? Is it the same view? Probably you have two different views. You are working on a view and having another view on the sheet. It needs to be the same one. Yeah.
So
anything you edit in your level 1 plan will apply then onto your sheet?
Yes. It's the same.
Okay.
What I'm doing, I'm just importing this view to here. I'm just putting a view on top of a sheet.
Okay.
That's it. But the view is still there, and everything is connected, of course.
Yeah.
Remember, we are looking at a 3D all the time, even here.
Okay.
Yeah. This is really important. This feeling is really important. I always looking at the 3D. Always, 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 always. Remember that. It's really important. Okay. You don't work on 2D. You work on 3D all the time. Just a camera that is fixed. Okay, okay, let's create a room schedule now. So now let's use the data from the model. I don't know if you remember, but we have the rooms, right? This is an information that I redundant rooms. Who has a yeah? I need to go see, because I'm on the sheet. I'm trying to select something here. I cannot select the room because I'm still on the sheet. You see? I'm still on the sheet. So the way I do, I double click and get into the view. So what I'm gonna do is delete this one. Let's listen. Let's hear what it says here. You cannot read from back there, but it says here: a room was deleted from all model views, but still remains in this project. The room can only be removed from any schedule or placed back in a model using the room command. So you are deleting the room. You are deleting the room from all the views. That's okay. So they are not into. So what I did, I removed the balloon. I removed the balloon from the room, right? But I still store that balloon in the project. It's still available for me to put it somewhere else. In order to delete the balloon, I can only do it in schedules. Okay, it's a feature of Revit, and I tend to agree. So let's create a room schedule. So let's go to schedules. The same thing as sheets. Right click, new schedule quantities. Is the first one. Okay. I'm going to select the room schedule. So I click on one and I go rooms. Everything that's in here I can schedule. So this is all the information that I can schedule. Rooms, and they are here. Room schedule, hands-on class. I need to start giving names, different names to schedules, because I can do multiple room schedules with different information on it. So I can do one room schedule where I'll just do the paintings on the wall. Another room schedule where I just do the area. Another one that I do whatever. I can do multiple of ones, or I can do one really big one, but it doesn't make sense because then it's not readable anymore. So I'm going to do a room schedule, right? We shouldn't care about these ones. Just leave it as default. It is these options, but you should at least at least watch them. Let's do nothing at the moment, okay? Just phase, new construction, schedule building by components. Okay? So what I want in this schedule, so this is all the fields available for me for this schedule. I can schedule all these properties. These properties here, let me just drop this a bit. These properties here are more or less the same. When I select the room, I have the properties there. So they are exactly the same properties, okay? Now I can schedule them. So what I need to do, this is the available fields that I have, and this is the schedule fields in order. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pass area. You can double click or you can go to the green arrow. Okay? Area, level, name, and number. Yeah? I don't think it makes, I did a mistake here on purpose. I don't think it makes sense to do the level because it's going to be all the same. I know it's level 1. I don't have any more levels, but let's, even like this, let's watch the schedule. So let's create the schedule. Okay? It says here, oh, actually it's good. It's good that I have the level because I can see here not placed. Where I do, I have to select the row and it says here delete. Do you remember it was duplicated, and we took one, but I still have the balloon, but balloon is not placed. Yes? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You have to clean this. You shouldn't have not placed rooms. It doesn't matter. Just listen and learn. We'll have to select rooms and associate tag. Yeah, okay. This will need one selected room. I'll just say okay. Okay. At the moment, this level one information is redundant. It doesn't make any sense to make a schedule with all ones, right? So what I'm going to do, the schedule properties, on the schedule properties, I can work on it now and I can change the fields. I just go edit fields. I'll go to the level and I'm going to pass it back. I don't want to schedule that. And actually, I don't know if you saw the order. The order of the previous schedule was area, level is out, name and number. I think it makes more sense to go with number, name and area, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put number. I'm going to move it up on this arrow in the bottom. Number, name and area. Press OK.
Can you please show us where is edit?
It's here on the schedule properties. Okay, so now the schedule is done. I'm going to go to my sheet. Okay. What's happening here? I don't know if you notice on your backs. Those are sheets, right? And they have multiple views and multiple information. A sheet is going to be a composition of different things, right? I can have multiple views. This is an A2, I think, right? A2 or A1. I think it's A1 actually. Okay, it doesn't matter. They are A1s and they have multiple things in the views. I don't think they have any schedule on them. I don't see. But we will put the schedule on this one at least. So what we do now, the same as we did with the view, we pick the schedule and we drag it to the view. So I'm going to open schedules. My room schedule is there. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring it here.
It's under schedule.
Yeah, under schedule, you have to open schedules. No, you have to go inside the sheet and then you have to drag the schedule to it. I can use my arrows to move the schedule up and down to check if it's correct. I can actually have, because sometimes I really like to be professional and I really like to be aligned. On the sheet, I can have a grid line. No, let's not do that for now. No, it's too complicated. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so when you are on the sheet, if you go to view, then you go grid line. This is just to align. Create a new name, grid line 1. Yes, that's fine. That's it. So now I can know, okay, let's go. On the sheet, view, grid line. Guide grid, sorry. Guide grid and just whatever. If I select the grid, if I don't like the spacing on the grid, I select the grid and I can change the properties here. Spacing on the grid 25 millimeters. I can go 100 millimeters. Okay. This grid, this guide grid, it doesn't print. It's just a guide to align your drawings. Yeah. Okay. Let's work on the view. So let's forget the sheet. I just want to show you something really, really important. I'm going into the view. This made my difference. When I was a student like you, I came from AutoCAD, and this made my difference. Look at this. So everybody stop working. Look at the schedule. Look at one bedroom. I don't know if it's going to be this one or this one. Look at this. Right? You guys saw it? Back again. This is what makes the difference between. This is really important. Of course, we are using just rooms and just little things, but we can do this with everything in Revit. We are scheduling live information. This schedule is always live, looking for the same elements. Okay? This is why Revit is Revit. Yeah?
Can I import the schedules directly to Excel?
Yeah, but it's not live. You import one time. It's not. It doesn't keep this connection. No. You can edit it. You can edit it, some of it, but it's not a live connection. It's stopped. So you import. That's it. If you change the rooms in Revit, it's not going to change on Excel. Yes, exactly.
Can you change the size of the bedroom on the schedule?
No, not this one, but I can actually change lots of elements in the schedule. Like we did here, I can go and change the number of this on the schedule. So I'm gonna get out of the. I can change the name actually. So I come here. I'll go into the schedule, and instead of being living room, I'm gonna call it room. When I go back to the view, it's called room. But the area doesn't make any sense to change because it doesn't know where to grow. It's right. So this one needs to be specified by me to move. Okay, I want to grow in this direction or on this direction, not yeah. But that's the idea. When at some point when our models they become so big, we don't model anymore on the drawing view. We model on the schedule. Yeah. Last project I was 4,000 rooms with more information than this one. So this room here, it has, I don't know, 20 parameters. On the ones I was working, it was like 200 parameters. So you at some point you model anyway, guys. Okay. Now I'm gonna start to document my drawing, and I want to explain what this wall it is. So I'm gonna come to annotate. Remember, at this point, I'm doing something on the tracing paper. I'm not changing the model. I'm just using a tracing paper layer on top of my 3D model. You guys remember this explanation? Yeah. So when I'm the annotate tab, when I'm on the annotate tab, I'm working on that layer. Okay. It's view specific. It doesn't affect the model. So I come here and I can do text. And I'm just gonna go with this one with 2 clicks. So I'll place an arrow, 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, and now I can start typing. I'm gonna call it wall type 1. Okay. Remember, this tag at the moment is not intelligent. This is just a piece of text, the same way we used to work in AutoCAD. Okay, it's not reading any information from the model. I decided myself actually what's the name. It wasn't the computer deciding for me. So I can actually come here, copy this one, put it on the door, and it's going to be a wall. It doesn't make any sense, right? So this is one way of annotating. This is not bad to annotate it this way. Sometimes you want to annotate something completely different that the computer does not have there. And we use this a lot. But if you want to annotate in a smart way, we can come here and say, use tags. And tag by category. Okay? Okay? Annotate, yes. Tags, tag by category. Just click on it, okay? Tag by category, okay? Now I'm going to check. You guys have to remember your workflow in Revit. Workflow in Revit, you select the tool, you go to the green area, If nothing is there, like in this case, nothing is there, I can continue down and I go to the options bar. So my tag is going to be horizontal. The text is going to be horizontal. That's correct for me. I want to have a leader. Yes. Attached to the end, I can define the distance. I'm going to move it to 10 millimeters. Okay. So now my tag is looking. My tag. This doesn't matter where I click. I have loaded tags for each category. So for doors, I have one specific tag for doors. For windows, I have a specific tag for windows. And for walls, I have another specific tag. I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to move my mouse around and I'm going to tag this wall. And I'm going to tag this window. And I'm going to tag this window here. And this door. And this one. Okay? So let's watch these tags and let's understand the difference. So this tag is reporting me the number 4. Let's watch what is the number 4. I click on the door and I check, okay, 4 is on the mark. So this tag is reporting the mark value. This one here is called 30. It's 30.
Yeah.
I think it's clicking.
It says 10 or 30? Yeah, it says 30, exactly. It's not looking at this value, I can assure you that. It's looking at something inside it. Type mark. Okay? It's looking on the type property, so it's looking completely different parameter. If I go into the walls, it's looking at nothing. It's looking at a parameter. It's looking at, guys, it's looking at a parameter, but that parameter is empty. So actually, what I can do, I can select it and just do a test. You are changing a type parameter. This could affect many elements. Continue. So now it's giving me a clue. Okay, so this parameter is not on the instance, it's on the type. I'll just say yes. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to select the wall and I'm going to search for this test where it is. I know there's on type parameters and it's here type mark test. Okay. You go to you select the wall, edit type. It's a type parameter. Okay. Did I already explain you the difference between instance parameters and type parameters with the chairs? Where I put one chair higher and one lower? I did that?
Yeah, one instance of the chair can be high, but if you affect the type, then it'll affect both chairs.
Yeah, exactly. I did that.
You did that.
I can do it again. Guys, do you know the difference between instance parameters and type parameters? I have a demonstration. Can I borrow me that check? Guys, if you don't see, come and watch. Just lift up and watch this. Okay? Guys, two elements in the same model. We are inside this model. This model is a room. Two elements in the same model. What's the difference between them? Nothing. It's a copy for one from the other, right? So what I did, I just click on this one, copy, paste. That's it. They have the same instance parameters and they have the same type parameters. If we do this, what's the difference between these two elements? Yeah. What kind of parameters should be the height? Instance. Instance parameter, because this instance is different from this instance just on the height. Okay? A type parameter would be the color. They have all the same color. So if I change the color on this one, it makes sense. It's going to change this one and all the other ones. It's exactly the same as this one. We can move parameters up and down to become instance or type parameters. I think it makes sense. This one, in this case, this makes sense to be instance, and in this case, this one makes sense to be a type, right? The same upholstery. This upholstery, this kind of upholstery should be a type. This should be a instance, right? So there is no rule for to be an instance or type parameter. It's just what makes more sense to you guys. Okay?
Wouldn't it make more sense if it's stuff that's like more overall represent the color versus the height?
No, it's something that you can change on the site, and you can change really quick. Then it.
Yeah, before it to make sense on this stuff. Maybe it being the same color makes more sense.
Yeah, because when you order, you go on a type catalog. When you order, you go on a type catalog, and you select I want this type, and this type. And normally, the color should be on that catalog, right? You order 50 of this, right? When you come to the school, you can have different heights. It's something that you can do on the go. That's an instance parameter, right? Okay, so at this stage, guys, at this stage, this tag here is looking at the type parameter of the wall, and it's called what's the name of the parameter? Type mark. Type mark. It's really useful and it's really beautiful, but I'm not going to use it because I don't go to my exam with this tag on my project. It doesn't make any sense to have. I can put here wall 1. I can put this another one that you can use actually. Yes. So I could put here wall number 1, and then I have a small description wall 1 what it is. I can use that. But I can also read some information from the model. And one good information that I have from the model, it's the name of the family itself. Exterior, brick on CMU, right? Instead of reporting this value, it should be reporting this value. If we come to the annotation tab, if we come to the tags, and if you expand the menu a little bit, loaded tags and symbols. So it's a bit empty. But if you start to see here, on the walls, it should be the last one. One of the last ones. On the walls, I have this wall tag that is called M wall tag 12 millimeters. And this one tag is reporting the type mark. Okay? Let's see if I have another one. I have one, it's just 8 millimeters, it's just smaller. So what I need to do, I need to load another one that reports the family and type. So I'm going to do load family. Oh, I need to go. Okay, guys, you need to remember this path. You have it here. Metric library. Annotations. I think it's here. Let me check. Yeah, we have the tags here. Label, section, spot elevation, window. Where is the walls? Oh, so go to architectural. Wall tag. It's actually the same. It's actually the same of the other one. It's just a square with a. So I believe is the same. We should have more, but let me try to do the property. No. So this is all the tags that you guys have: electrical, fire, mechanical, pipe, structural. Let's see structural. Maybe I have here a different wall tag. No, weld. Okay, no. So what I need to do, I need to actually duplicate this one. So what I'm gonna do, click on it, edit family, and I'm gonna save it as, so file, before I edit anything, file, save as, family. I'm gonna save it on the metric library, under annotations, and we call it wall tag JClass.
How did you get into this one?
Okay.
Just saving it as a new family.
So I have my family open, right? I can edit it and push it into the project like we've been doing. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to save this family to be on my library. Okay? I'm going to create, guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a family that reports the family and type name. Okay? It's not reporting the type mark. So I'm going to create another family. Instead of having to create it all the time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit it, save it on my machine, so then I have it in the future, and I'm going to import it into the project as well. Okay? Before anything, what I'm going to do, I'm going to save as, file, save as, family. Then I'll go to the metric library, where we were searching before. So next time I'm searching there, it's there. Annotations. And it's here. My wall tag was, where was in the architectural, right? Architectural, let me check. Wall tag is here, and it's going to be wall tag. And I think because this one is going to become mine from this point on, I'm going to call it my own wall tag JOSA. I know that was, so when I'm looking to these tags, I know just by the name that this one is an edit one and it was done by me. Yeah. Save. First of all, I hate this square. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select all the lines and delete them. Yeah.
So we are customizing that wall tag. Will the changes that we make to it be saved in that?
No, because we saved as. Because what we did, we opened one file, right? We opened one file existing, right? What we did, we did save as. So we're not working on this file anymore. We created a save as with a different name, so we are working on this one. This one will remain the same as it was, and this new one, I will save it on my computer. So when in my computer, I'm going to have two files now, and this one goes to the project as well.
So the second one.
The second one is different from the first one because I did save as.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we already talk about tags and labels and stuff like that? I'm confused because I have second semester and I have first and some things like this. Did I say that this is a why is this why is this, did I say that this is a label? Did we talk about this? No? Okay. I think it was on second or yeah. Anyway, guys, we need to make sure that everybody's on the same level now because this is going to be really important. So make sure that you help the other ones who are delayed and the 5 minutes to the end of the class. It's fine. We can stay more 5 minutes and then we finish the class. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. I have to make sure that you guys follow my class. That you're not on Facebook. Because you look all busy, but maybe on Facebook. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue. So this tag, we already noticed that this tag is reporting a parameter, right? And the parameter on the family is called a label. So this is a label. And this label, it's here, it's called 3 millimeters. So that's the height of the label, right? And the label is looking at, let's go here and see. Oh, surprise, type mark, right? What I'm going to do, the same as schedules, I'm going to put the type mark back again where it was. And I'm going to look at family name. And that's it. Let me check. Family name and type name. Type name. So this tag is going to report to me. This tag is going to report to me two different informations from the same wall. Okay? The family and the type name. You just say okay. Type name.
Can you repeat again? Sorry.
Yeah. So this, it's a label. and it's reporting a parameter from the family, right? So this, just going to come here to the label, to the properties. So when I select anything, that's why I don't want you guys to move the properties to another screen and to another, because you should use properties on this side because we are using it all the time, okay? So I click on the element, I go to these properties, and it says label. On the label, it's reporting type mark. So in same on schedules, I'm going to push it back, and I'm going to report two different things. So push back type mark, and push on family and type name. Okay? I'm just going to extend it a little bit. Make sure that it keeps readable, visible, it's fine. So now this one is a different name, wall tag João, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to load and close into the project. This time, in the other versions that we did, we said no, I don't want to save it on my machine. But in this case, I really want to save it on my machine. It's a lot of work that I have done. So, do you want to save it on wall tag? Yes.
I'll get into that save only that piece and not the rest of the project.
Because when you are editing a family, you get outside of your project. You are working just on the family, and then you can load it into the project or not. Does it make sense? So when you double click on the family, or when you do this, let's say that you do this. Why is it not selecting? Let's say that you do this, right? And you come here, you go edit family. When you are editing family, you get out of the project. You are editing just the family, and then what you do, you just push it into the project again with a different way. Okay? Okay. So now I should have, guys. So now I should have two families for tagging the wall. I can tag the wall, guys. I can tag the wall in two different manners now. I can tag the wall with the one default, or I can tag the wall, I come with here, and I can change that to be my own. I'm not going to use the 8mm actually. Okay? Notice something. Do you remember when we moved this one? Let's move this one and let's point into a door. Nothing happens, right? Let's move this one now, and let's put it no, let's not move it. Let's copy it, because when I move it, it just goes away from the wall, but it's just keeping the connection with that wall. Okay, let's copy.
What does leader mean?
The leader, it's the line. If I want to have a line or not, I think. Imagine if I go out a lot. Then if I take the leader out, it doesn't make sense, right? Okay, but I'm gonna keep it tight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy this one. So.
Sure. Question. How do you pass from? How do you know to create the basic for exterior and everything? But how do you put on that tag the name?
It
came automatically because it's looking at that parameter. Okay. It's important to understand that.
Deleting the other one?
No. I'm just waiting for it. Yeah.
It didn't load into his. I saved it.
No, it's loaded. Yeah. If it's not loaded, go and insert, load family, wall tag, or you come here. Wait. If it's not loaded.
And then load family, and then you go where you saved it. So you go to metric library.
Okay. So let's copy this one. When I come here, I select it. I can come here to copy, CO, and I'm just going to place it here. Oh, okay, no, forget it. Select it, copy. Let's listen to what it asks. Yes, click to enter move start point. I'm going to use the start point insertion one. So this one here. And I'm going to move it to this wall.
No, I can't.
Show that one more time.
Okay? So now it's different. Of course, it's different because it's reporting another wall. Okay?
If you try to copy it just one last time.
Yeah? So, come here to the top, copy. Because now, if I do this copy, it tells me, if you see the prompt, now it tells me. Oh, actually it's doing the extension. Okay. If I select copy, it tells me here. Click to enter move start point. Guys, click to enter move start point. So the same means in AutoCAD, he's asking me, where do you want to start the copy from? I want to start from the insertion point, more or less, right? Then I'll just move the insertion point of this tag, of the copied one, of course, to the center of this wall. And because the insertion point, that's one who reports, then he reads another wall and he reads another parameter. Okay?
How do you widen the text on? So it's only 2 lines.
Yeah, for because in the family, maybe it was super close.
Can you come with it?
Yeah, let me just finish the class. Take my category if you have done growth class. Okay, yeah. Guys, the class is done. Screenshot. I want a screenshot of this. Like this. I want to see the two tags, these tags, and actually I want to see the window tag as well. And I want to see this wall type. Just put this wall type, I don't know, in the window. I want to see this tag, the wall type on the window.
I got it. Okay.